They say that nothing can prepare you for having a baby, and that is true. But what they don't tell you is that babies don't prepare you at all for having teenagers. Nothing can. I'm a simple man, and my life just got very complicated. You see, with babies, you've got 9 months to wait. You paint the room, you make the crib, you excitedly prepare and read books about how to get your child enrolled in a quality pre-K and give birth, in that order of importance. But teenagers just surprise you one day by showing up, unannounced. It's like a sneak attack. One night, you kiss your little one goodnight, and a few hours later, a teenager with earbuds comes down the stairs rolling her eyes. I've had 5 babies. Well, technically my wife had them, a point she mentions frequently. But I feel like I'm pretty good at handling all manner of baby and toddler problems. With children, there's very few things that can't be fixed with Band-Aids, hugs, and ice cream, not necessarily in that order. Simple, right? But this teenager thing? It's complicated. For those of you only with little ones, I'm like the scout who runs breathlessly back to camp to warn you we should all turn around right now. There's some major differences between parenting teenagers and little ones. For toddlers, going to bed is a punishment. For teenagers, it's their favorite destination. Babies keep you up all night with screaming. Teenagers make you stay up all night with worry. It's a lot quieter, but a lot noisier in your head. Babies need to be changed. Teenagers change everything about themselves all the time. You worry about how little ones will react when you try to leave home. You worry about how teenagers will react when you arrive home. Little ones want their parents even when they don't need them. Teenagers need their parents even when they don't want them. Little ones are always begging to be taken outside, while teenagers want to go out. It's a big difference. Toddlers don't listen to you. Teenagers just can't hear you because their earbuds have been surgically fused to their cochlear nerve. All children are full of questions. Teenagers, however, have all the answers. And one big change I've noticed is that when my daughters were little, they thought boys were icky. Now that they're teenagers, I completely agree. But I'm not some doom and gloom prophet of parenting here. I come offering hope and assistance. There's one magic word that I have found particularly useful in parenting all manner of children. It makes the complicated simple. I warn you, it's a word not many parents utter anymore. The secret magical parenting word is no. What's that? You haven't heard of it? From what I can gather, this is a very unpopular word, both in my house and society in general. In fact, some consider it akin to child abuse nowadays. I've read articles written by parenting experts with headlines like, "How to Say No While Saying Yes," and we wonder why children today are so confused. Another expert unironically stated, "You should never, ever be negative with your child." Never, ever be negative. My rule of thumb is that if a parenting expert has more PhDs than children, they probably aren't worth paying attention to. But all these parenting experts don't stop me from using the word no frequently. I tell my children all the time that I hope when they're older they can say my dad loved me so much that even when I didn't like him, he still said no. I don't love saying no. I love them, so I say no. Complicated, right? Here's the thing. Your child isn't supposed to always think you're cool or great. You can't try to be the cool dad. I don't know where that started, but let's end it here. There's nothing in all of existence quite as uncool as the cool dad. Recently, a dad said to me he thought that it was harder to be a dad nowadays because we're expected to be all things. We're expected to be our child's playmate, mother, father, friend, coach, and cheerleader. When I was a kid, my dad came home from work and sat on the couch. Mom was the school principal, she was the teacher, she was the lunch lady, but Dad, he was the dean of discipline. He didn't get involved until things went wrong, and then things got right in a hurry. My dad wasn't my playmate, he was the referee. And you know what referees do? They say something is right and something is wrong. That's why they wear black and white, no gray. We don't want referees who will wax on and on about what out of bounds actually means. No, they make the call, they move on, no video replay. In fact, if you ask me, being the ref is harder than playing. That's why you play the game while the ref works the game. When you take your kid to a sport, the stands are full of family and friends and the benches are full of coaches and assistant coaches, but there's only one guy who's paid to be there, the ref. That's because it's work, and work means hard. Yeah, I think it's actually harder to be the uncool dad, the dad who says something's right and something's wrong, and then stands by it. Sure, I play with my kids all the time, but I'm still dad. I make the call. It used to be as easy as, hey, don't put that in your mouth. And now it's, you're not going over that friend's house ever. Things get more complicated. But I've found that I become less complicated the more complicated life becomes. My job is simple. I'm an uncool dad. That's what makes me so cool. I told you it was complicated. Hi, thanks for watching the video. My name is Matt Archbold, and I am the Uncool Dad. My kids drew all the pictures. If you enjoyed the video and are interested in having me speak at your event, please check out my profile at catholicspeakers.com. Thanks.